Welcome to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here alongside Kevin Carter on this Thursday evening.
And it's Wednesday. If it was Thursday, we'd be watching a football game right now.
There we go. Wednesday. I want to make sure my partner to
Especially you would be watching the football game right now.
Hey, that was just a test. I was making sure my partner was awake.
It was not a test. You forgot what day it was.
Nah, you were looking at your phone when I was going in.
Like I don't listen.
I was making sure that you was going to listen.
Uh-huh.
See, guys, that's what we do. We argue. Like I say, correction, welcome to Wednesday.
He didn't know.
Welcome to Wednesday. He is right because, we will definitely be watching the football game. But, we're here to do a podcast. We're going to recap week 1 of the NFL. We're going to touch a little bit of bases about college as well. And, with me and Kevin, we're going to discuss our thoughts about it in particular. And we'll get right into it. So, before I get into it, you doing all right, sir?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the delay, man. I got caught up at Publix, man. I guess I forgot how long they take to make a sub.
A little sleepy,
a little
tired. It's past the old person's bedtime.
Yeah, I appreciate Kevin
making me stay up.
Kevin joining us because
the old person already went to sleep.
Yeah, Steve was supposed to join us, and then he couldn't make it. So I do apologize about holding everything up, but we're here. It might be almost 9 o'clock, but we're gonna knock it out right quick and cover it up and go into it. So, let's go right into it, man. Your biggest upset in week 1 or unexpected loss when you look through this schedule here? What's your thoughts about the?
Really, not a bunch of unexpected, or it's not unexpected, but the way Buffalo beat the living dog mess out of Indianapolis, that one's pretty high up there. The surprises were kind of like Minnesota not giving the ball to Adrian Peterson that much. Carlos Hyde going nuts like he did. Seattle losing to St. Louis, who, if you listen to the last podcast, I say could be a thing because they always playing well in St. Louis. They always seem to beat them in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Poor showings for a lot of QBs that were supposed to be pretty good. We had some poor showings there and everything from what we saw in the offseason to going in. You would think you would have saw a lot more out of these guys, but you didn't see a lot. So it wasn't really a lot of surprises. Atlanta playing really well was kind of surprised. Seeing their defense play a lot better was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna agree with you on the first game you said, the Bills and the Colts. To me, I gotta give props to Tyrod Taylor. He started with a bang. He had a QB rating of 123.8 versus Luck's 63.6. We already knew Buffalo defense was pretty solid from last year. So Rex Ryan stepped in and so far did a pretty good job. And this is a new quarterback that they got in him. They're not going with E.J. Manuel, so right now, he's off to a good start.
The thing is, it's easy to be a game manager and easy to play well when you have that kind of defense behind you, and that's what they're going to ask Tyrod Taylor to do, is be a good game manager.
Mm-hmm.
And with that defense behind you, you're going to be able to be one, and he's going to be efficient enough to where he's going to be able to. Mind you, he went against the Colts defense, who's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
the Colts defense is bad. So you're going to have to see when he goes up against a better defense how he does. But it was a good showing, but their defense is legit.
Yeah, 17-0 lead at halftime, and the way that the Bills, I'm not going to jump the gun because it's week 1, but, we already expected the East and the AFC to be very competitive.
Oh, yeah, that division is going to be very competitive.
So, it's not going to be a cakewalk for New England, it seems like, anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Bills got better and the Dolphins got better, and the Jets are still the Jets, so I'm just going to throw that out there.
They were better.
But, yeah, they look good, too. So,
they were better.
Yeah, so Ryan Fitzpatrick stepped in and did a solid job, and like they said before, Geno Smith had the issue with his jaw, got his jaw broken, that even if he comes back and the team is playing well, he might not be guaranteed to start in spot.
Geno Smith shouldn't get his job back at all, especially if Fitzpatrick plays well. He shouldn't even be considered to get his job back until something screws up. Because what's going to happen? You put in Geno Smith. Geno Smith was horrible. He gave you no reason to want to put him back in even if he comes back healthy. He gave you no reason at all to be like, let's put him back in.
Yeah.
He sucked.
But yeah, I mean, like Kevin said, the other one was Seattle and St. Louis. But even in recent years, that always was a pretty close contest between these two teams. Went to overtime, and so I wonder how much.
What that game come to show you is you just can't put people. Everybody always talked about Seattle was a system defense. You just can't put people into the system and them do well. Hence that bomb that they threw to where if Cam Chancellor would have been there, that bomb wouldn't have got thrown. You can't just put people into a system. You have to still have the players that fit the system. Cam Chancellor being out greatly affected that game.
That's what I say, and it definitely put a lot of pressure on them to do something with Cam Chancellor's contract.
And they still haven't done nothing.
Done nothing with it, and I know everybody was talking about Ray Lewis, talking about he's not. What's your thoughts about that when you hear Ray Lewis talking about Cam Chancellor not showing up and not looking out for his team and everything like that?
If Ray Lewis didn't get paid what he wanted, he would have done the exact same thing. So I don't want to hear nothing coming from Ray Lewis. They took care of him, so he didn't ever have to worry about this. But if he would have had to worry about it, he would have done the exact same thing. So
look at this. They played at the Packers next.
Yeah, don't get any easier.
So, I mean, this is a lot of pressure for them so far with them not having Cam Chancellor. I mean, I know he's one guy, but he's definitely vital to their success. But watching that game was it was just. I give Nick Foles a lot of credit for stepping into a new situation so far, and he left a talented team in Philly, and now he's with the Rams, and got him out to the right start against a great team in Seattle. So props to Nick Foles still in that game. And the game I was really surprised about too was I did not see the San Francisco to Minnesota coming so far. I give it more in the marinade a little bit, but that was surprising to me. That I thought it would have been closer, or Minnesota would have definitely won. Philadelphia did eventually come back against Atlanta, but eventually Atlanta was in cruise control too.
It was a big thing we heard about Minnesota throughout the offseason was that Teddy Bridgewater looked good in preseason. Can't judge people by the preseason. What I've been harping all along. Can't judge people by the preseason, but you kept hearing that AP was going to be a big part of this offense. The first drive, they get an interception, they're right there. Or they got a good punt return, they're right there. Adrian Peterson didn't see the ball at all. They tried to throw the ball. I know you got a young quarterback, and I know you got these weapons on the outside and everything, but your bell cow is Adrian Peterson. You want to get him back into ball games, you have to feed Adrian Peterson. Mm-hmm. There was things where he wasn't even out there. I don't know if they were talking about, oh, he's tired, oh, we got him on a pitch count. You don't need that man on a pitch count. You need him to be Adrian Peterson if you're going to succeed. And they completely went away from him, which I just found weird.
Yeah. That I think was my. So I mean I know with that it was strange, but that's my biggest overreaction in week one is that everybody like, well, Adrian Peterson only had 31 yards, but
it wasn't overreaction. They didn't give him the ball.
They didn't give him the ball.
So it's not really an overreaction. It's you didn't give him the ball. Mm-hmm. The overreaction is Marcus Mariota going apeshit on Tampa Bay. There's your overreaction because he went apeshit, yes, but he went apeshit on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay don't have a defense. Tampa Bay's got one guy on their defense that's any good, and that's it. They got Gerald McCoy, and that's it. Other than that, Tampa's defense is not good at all, whatsoever. Some of the passes Mariota was throwing, me and you could have threw to him because the guys were running slant patterns and they were wide open.
Yeah, and that's the thing with me. I think maybe I need to define that a little bit about the Peterson overreaction is that they got to get this on the ball where they got to give him the ball a little bit more and figure out how to integrate him because he is still the best player on their team. So
that was just stupidity.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like I said, I don't know if it was a pitch count or anything like that, but that was just stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason for this guy to get 10 touches, 10 rushes.
No, he should have had a lot more.
Should have had a lot more, and if you want to take a pressure off your sophomore quarterback, and why not give it to the workhorse who's had a whole year off, preseason, didn't play a game. Surely he's refreshed, like fresh and ready to go. You give him 10 touches, then that's my whole part. But I still think this Vikings team is a good team going forward and everything like that. And I know people are still like, oh, overhyped and everything like that. But I'm just gonna fall back and let it marinate a little bit for week 4 because
it's 1 week.
That's how I look at this. Is because everybody is on Twitter and on social media and everywhere, and just there's so many overreactions, which is common.
But hey, football season's back.
Exactly. This is common. Like this is what happened during week 1. We jumped to these ridiculous conclusions. I did it last year with the Patriots when they went 0-2, and I was like, oh, their Tom Brady list done. And what happened? They won the Super Bowl. So I've been a victim of being able to overreact sometimes as well. So I'm gonna hold my expectation a little bit this season. The Bills look pretty good so far. The Colts, Andrew Luck was not looking good, but he was playing a good defense in the Bills. So I mean, they were just week 1 was just crazy, which we like crazy. I like parody. It's different. You get started off a little bit first, and it makes you wonder a little bit. So I'm totally okay with that. All right. So as you spent on the rookie showdown, Mariota versus Winston. Yeah, I had the whole. Let me just say this. I had to watch this game because I was in my mom's house, and
close to Tampa.
Which we are. It's weird. We're close to Orlando than Tampa, but we're considered Tampa Bay market because that's what Bright House has got it out as, so that we are in the Tampa Bay market. I used to work at Bright House, so I know. I was like, how we're close to Orlando, but that's just how they got their market like that. So I was definitely. I wasn't forced because I sat down and actually watched it.
Well, driving-wise, it takes about the same from your house to get to Orlando as it does to Tampa. About 45 minutes each way.
I mean,
you're closer in vicinity, but all that traffic, it still takes you longer to get to Orlando.
Yeah. So I sat here and watched this game in this whole entirety, and I was like, okay, you know what? At least I get to see the 2 rookies and see what it's about. I mean, I expected it to be not a good game. I thought it was going to be low scoring, everything like that, turnover city, sloppy, everything like that. I must say for week 1, even though Mariota wasn't playing the Bucs, he looked pretty solid. He threw some passes on the money. Tennessee had more talent than I thought they did. And Sankey actually showed up. Like, this was a guy last year who didn't do much at all.
It was Panthers.
So, like, I know it's
even
Tampa.
Our Buccaneer fans said it.
Hey, I know it's Tampa, but Tennessee was the second worst team in the NFL last year too. So
still Tampa.
I mean, is there a gap between worst and second worst that bad?
I guess.
Because I mean,
we'll find out soon if the first worst and third worst was the gap is that bad too.
Because I'm looking at this, I'm like 42-14,
and then it gets easier for them because they fucking go to Cleveland. They play Cleveland next.
Tennessee can start 2-0
because they play in poop team.
Tennessee can start 2-0, and they play in your division, man. But yeah, the game was. Let me just say this: for Tennessee fans, I'm sure it's cool to see Mariota go off like that.
It started out the way I said it would. The game started off the exact way I said it would.
The boy threw a pick 6.
It started off the way I said Jameis' career would start off. He's going to be a turnover machine.
He threw his first pass was a pick 6.
Jameis Blake Bortles is what I'm calling him because Blake still does the same exact crap.
Oh, man. Dude, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, boy, Tampa Bay fans has got to be beating their heads in the tail right now. Like, we cannot win right now, dude. This is bad for Tampa Bay, man. But, I mean, they didn't have Mike Evans. But I don't think Mike Evans would have made a big of a difference.
Jesus wouldn't have made that big of a difference.
So, yeah, the rookie show.